please join us in welcoming the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
I've rediscovered who I am. No longer just existing, but living. I belong once more. With strength and power and purpose. This is my new endeavour. This is my new adventure.
And now, please welcome your host for the night, Ross Kemp.
Thank you. Your Royal Highnesses, Lords, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Endeavour Fund Awards 2019. Tonight, we're going to see how 9 men and women have confronted life-changing experience, faced situations no one should ever have to face, and have found a way to rediscover who they are, showing remarkable strength, resilience, and courage. As you're here tonight, serving in the forces and being part of that team is something that is vitally important to all our nominees. It is a strong part of their identity and how they live their lives. And then something happened to bring their time in service to an unscheduled end, or their time in service affected them in ways that made the next chapter of their life feel unbearable. When your world turns upside down like that, it's difficult to see a way forward. But thanks to the Endeavour Fund and the incredible charities and organisations that it helps fund and support, our wonderful nominees and many more people like them have rediscovered who they are and rediscovered a team and family where they feel they belong once more. It is through sport and adventurous challenge, from diving under oceans to sailing over them, from climbing mountains to snowboarding down them, that the Endeavour Fund helps guide wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans through their recovery and rehabilitation, rediscovering their purpose and proving that they are more than their injury. Tonight, we will celebrate the extraordinary journeys each of our nominees has been on and show how much we believe in them and the journey that is still to come. If you're watching at home, please post your messages of support and join the conversation using the hashtag Endeavour Fund Awards. Now, here to tell you more about how the Endeavour Fund supports this work, please give a warm welcome to author, explorer, former officer and current ambassador for the Endeavour Fund, Lev Wood.
You can go your own way.
Thank you very much. Well, today I seem to be known as that bloke off the telly that walks everywhere. Travelling to remote places with a satchel over my shoulder, bringing tales from the road and the far corners of the planet into people's homes through the TV and their bookshelves. But before all of that, I was a soldier. I was a British Army officer in the Parachute Regiment, and I share a similar experience of conflict along with my fellow veterans. I share the deep-rooted understanding of duty and service that we all feel whilst wearing this uniform. And that continues long after we've hung it up for the very last time. And because, like many of us, I remember friends and colleagues who have lost or have experienced life-changing injuries, I hold a strong affinity with those who have sacrificed greatly whilst wearing that uniform. And this is why I'm proud to be an ambassador for the Endeavour Fund, an organisation that is firmly and unshakably linked to the 2 fundamental pillars in my own life: military service and adventure. Formed in 2012 with a mission of supporting the ambitions of wounded, injured and sick service personnel and veterans wishing to use sport and adventurous challenge to promote recovery and onward rehabilitation. The Endeavour Fund has spent the past 5 years providing seed funding and advice through 86 granting relationships that have collectively supported over 5,000 participants. Through their Endeavour experiences, these participants have climbed mountains, reached poles, and rowed oceans, along with some of our amazing partners, including Walking with the Wounded, Help for Heroes, and Road to Recovery. But independently, they've formed communities, teams and networks around their shared passion for sport, communities that will exist long after the endeavour has finished. But what is arguably even more incredible is that individual veterans have been inspired by these experiences and have set up their own teams, clubs and expeditions in order to continue reaching personal goals, but also to help them reach and motivate others. Those who perhaps didn't have the confidence to approach an organisation or try out for a team, but would respond to a fellow veteran who knew exactly what they were going through. Looking back over the last 3 years, this is exactly what we've been trying to achieve: to reach the harder to reach, and to help use sport to promote recovery and rehabilitation. We know we've had an impact since last year. 41% of our participants told us that they'd not previously engaged with sport post-injury, and 81% said that they were very likely to continue with their sport after they'd completed their Endeavour-supported experience. Since nearly 20% of our participants reported themselves as being unemployed and looking for work, we encouraged our Endeavour leads to consider including qualifications, work placements, or mentoring as part of the Endeavour experience. And as a result, over a third of our participants reported an improved CV, over half had improved their professional networks, and 2/3 had gained transferable skills. The support the Endeavour Fund provides includes the financial backing to get things off the ground or over the line, advice and guidance to new teams, as well as an incredible network to assist in connecting organisations across the sector to increase the impact and reduce duplication through effective collaboration. So, we would like to thank all of the individuals and the organisations with whom we work, those who deliver the support on the ground. And we would like to thank all those participants, many of whom we'll hear from tonight, who continue to have the courage to take those all-important first steps to reignite their fighting spirit through sport and adventurous challenge and striving to live life beyond injury. Thank you.
Thank you, Lev. Now, without further ado, I think it's time to get on with our first award, Recognising Achievement. This is presented to the person that has embodied the core spirit of Endeavour and used their experience to its fullest to best aid their recovery. The first nominee is Kevin Carr. Last year, Kev took on a 1,000-mile trek from LA to New York to promote veterans' mental health. This was a long way from where Kev was just a short time ago. Having been medically discharged, Kev's mental health suffered to the point where he had considered taking his own life. Fortunately, he found the charity Walking with the Wounded, who, with Endeavour Fund support, put him on the road to recovery and his journey. Our second nominee is Kelly Ganfield. She joined the Army at 18. Her service was ended abruptly when she developed severe blood condition leading to serious brain injury and leaving Kelly visually impaired. Now, in recovery, Kelly started long-distance running and was selected for the UK's Invictus team, where she's become an essential member of the squad and an inspiration to many other competitors. The third nominee is Amy Keepax, who has been nominated by the charity 65 Degrees North. Amy was a nurse in the Royal Air Force for 7 years, but she witnessed a number of situations that left her with debilitating post-traumatic stress. During her recovery, she found a new mission, undertaking tours with 65 Degrees North. The most recent was a 1,000-mile ride across some of Australia's toughest terrain. Let's take a look at each of our nominees.
The Walk of America team set off from LA and somehow, after 3.5 months, ended up in New York. And I honestly believe that Kev was the glue to the team that made that happen. He was so incredibly passionate about keeping that team together. We're going to do this, we're going to do this together. It might have been a really tough terrain that day, really, hilly or mountainous. And Kev would be like, don't worry, we can do this. It's just one day at a time.
Doing something that I believe so strongly in, like helping people that was in my position, used to give us a new purpose in life. I smile every day, If it wasn't for the opportunity that I was given, I don't know what I would be doing now. I don't know if I would still be here,
Amy came to us. She was gradually feeling that she could be amongst people again, and we watched her blossom, absolutely blossom. So when we decided we would leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, after a very, very late night getting in, Amy was there, immaculate, ready to go, never complaining, never questioning, and absolutely brilliant to have around. Amy is iron strong. Iron strong.
It's hard to put into words like how much it affects you and what they've done for you. But yeah, just thank you for understanding and thank you for not judging. 65 Degrees North and the Endeavour Fund have said we don't care about your background or what your injury is or the fact that it's not like a physical injury. They've just said, right, we can offer you this. Do you want to come on board? And that's been quite refreshing.
I believe Kelly should win this award because not only has she proven to herself that she's the greatest and she's overcome so many barriers and obstacles, not only through her disability but as a person. And what more can you ask for in someone who wants to constantly better themselves? That's testimony, and I think she's a great role model for not only women but everyone in life, really.
Being a part of the Invictus has just given me not only a purpose, but it's also, I'm not just existing anymore. I'm actually living a life and a good life. And it puts my life into perspective compared to other people. I just feel absolutely honoured, really. I can't put it into words because to me, I already feel like I've kind of won because I'm here.
To announce the winner of this award, please welcome a giant amongst giants, one of our finest ever Olympians, Sir Matthew Pinsent.
And the winner is Kelly Ganfield.
I'm very truly honoured sorry, I can't speak, to receive this award. I also want to thank, firstly, a gentleman who I've been talking to about his father, who is obviously very, very inspirational, Max. I wasn't prepared for today. In what I was going to say, so I do apologise to everybody. But this means a great deal to me, because I not only did this for me, I did this for my little 3-year-old daughter who has got cerebral palsy. And I wanted to prove to her that anything is possible in life, no matter what you go through. And I think with the people that I've been blessed with being around for the past 2 Invictus Games, Your Royal Highness, I think you're absolutely amazing in acknowledging many of us soldiers and other, obviously the other armed forces. And the Duchess of Sussex, you've got all this to come. Sorry, my humour has to come out somewhere. But seriously, I've had an amazing time in 2017 and 2018 for both the Invictus Games. And they've been absolutely amazing. And not only have I enjoyed them, they've been very, very hard, like everything else that all the other nominees have done, and congratulations to them, by the way, in doing what you've done, because I've seen what you've done and it's absolutely amazing. So well done to you too, because you deserve an applaud as well. I also can't forget to express my thanks to my running guide, Mikhail Huggins, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to run. I'm very lucky in the fact that, yes, I do have 2 pairs of legs, but he has been my eyes. But I also have somebody else that I have to acknowledge, and that is my wife, because she's had to put up with so much and deal with so many things whilst our daughter has been going to school and back and forth and just everything. Yet again, by the way, the Duchess of Sussex, you've got coming. But Sarah, I love you, and I'm sorry if I've ever taken you for granted, because you've been absolutely amazing for everything I've done for the past 2 years. And I'm sure that everybody out there, I can't see you by the way, but I'm sure that everybody out there has a loved one that they want to say thank you to, because I know that it's so, so important, because it's so easy to take people for granted. Again, my mother and father-in-law, Liz and Pete, Ma and Pa, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do any of these things either, because you've been there, you've been a rock for Sarah and for me. And I just want to say thank you, and thank you to everybody, and especially the GB team, Invictus teams, and the Endeavour Awards. This wouldn't happen if it wasn't for you guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen and vice versa. Thank you so much.
I've got another for you as well, but I'll give it to Michaela, okay? Congratulations, Kelly. Putting yourself forward to serve our country is not only an act of incredible bravery, but it also gives a unique experience that very few people outside the armed forces community can ever wish to understand. What many don't realise is the wider impact, both positive and negative, that serving can have on a person's family and the community around them. It's my pleasure now to introduce two people who can give us a little personal insight into this. Please welcome Naomi Adey and Kirsten Shepherd. This is cozy. Just us three and lots of
300 people.
Anyway, so Naomi, let's start with you. You're currently working with the Royal Foundation and the Endeavour Fund. You tell us a little bit about your backstory.
So I served in the Royal Air Force as a survival equipment fitter for 14 and a half years. And I was medically discharged in 2014 for a spinal injury and mental health. And my transition was not great. I was very isolated, very alone. I didn't go through a recovery centre, so I was that hard to reach. And life was pretty bad. And it was a struggle, but eventually I found para ice hockey and was really lucky to do Invictus in 2018, and sport well and truly saved my life.
Your injury and illness obviously has changed your life, but can you tell us what impact it had on your family?
So everyone talks about how when you are medically discharged, you don't have a purpose because you can't serve anymore. But what they tend to miss is the impact it has on your family, and definitely as a parent, you literally feel like you cannot contribute. A really good story is my husband and I took our daughter to an adventure playground, and I sat there and watched them go on the high ropes, go zip-lining down the slides, or watch them laughing. I was not a part of that. And that is really, really hard to realise that your life has completely changed because of your injury and illness.
I think it's really important, isn't it, that the organisations like the Endeavour Fund are providing opportunities for veterans to give back to the community. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our kind of ethos is to take people out of their comfort zone and teach them something that will enable them to get that sense of self-worth back. And that might be sailing, it might be climbing, it could be Invictus. But it's also to empower those people to go back and change other people's lives and take that back to their family and breed that positivity.
Thank you very much. Kirsten, your daughter's a keen swimmer, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
Yeah. And she's trained by a veteran who was a swimmer in the UK's Invictus Games team.
That's right.
Now, can you give everybody here a description of your daughter and talk about her enthusiasm for swimming?
Okay, Freya is an amazing kid. She is funny, she's kind, she's thoughtful, she has an incredible determination. I defy anyone to be around her and not smile. She's fabulous.
Yeah. Now, finding a positive, inclusive group has clearly been amazing for Freya. Yeah. But I understand it wasn't always that easy.
No, Freya has swam since she was 2 years old, and she was in swim classes much like all kids are. But as she got older, that became more and more difficult because her learning is at a different pace and it's in a different way. And not all swim classes can accommodate that. And so it was becoming very difficult for Freya to enjoy swimming. And she ended up doing swimming on a one-to-one basis, which was fabulous. She could still swim and enjoy it, but she was becoming isolated from society. And as she was getting older, that was more and more the case. And then we found Tadcaster Stingrays, which was this amazing group that Jemima Browning set up at the age of 15. And there was just 2 people, but the word spreads, and we had an amazing coach that came along and shone a light on them. David Wiseman. And his presence
Good-looking David.
His presence really shone a light on the group, and from that, more people got to hear about it. And so there are now more people in the group, and so it's a proper swim squad. She has friends from that, which hadn't been the case before. She has friends. It's amazing.
Well, that's fantastic. But David, you know, as a member of the armed forces, you know, and someone who had faced his own recovery, what has he brought as a role as swimming coach that maybe others couldn't?
I think he has this military ethos where he doesn't seem to see differences, and he has a way of communicating with Freya that other people don't seem to have. And I think it's a military skill set, really, so it's quite unique. He seems to be able to have a means of communicating without patronising, without pity, without talking to my daughter as if she's younger than she actually is. He talks to her like I'm talking to you now. And that hadn't always been the case. And I could see with Freya as she was getting older, and people were talking to her as if she was younger, that she was getting more and more confused and a bit fed up with it, actually, and starting to isolate herself and not want to engage with people who talked to her like that. So then when David came along and was talking to her as a 15-year-old young person, it was as if a light suddenly came on, and she thought, oh, someone's actually talking to me like a 15-year-old girl, like I'm talking to you now. And so now she finds these people who want to talk to her in the same way, and she has something to talk about as well. She talks about swimming.
So do you think there's potential for members of our armed forces community to have the same sort of benefit with other children like Freya in the wider community?
Yes, absolutely. I think there's something intrinsic about somebody that signs up to make a difference and to bring about change. And if you parcel that unique skill set together with someone who has experienced life pre-disability and post-disability, it's a very unique marriage of skills. And I think that those skills can be used off the battlefield as well. They can be used within your community, right in front of your very eyes. There are disparate sections of society and hidden and isolated parts of society that can benefit from that.
So, how much has Freya changed, and how much has that changed your family unit?
Oh, well, it's fabulous. So, from this one-to-one swimming situation and the isolated child that wouldn't really talk to many people, just us, she's now an ambassador for a triathlon. So she goes to sporting events around the country. She'll talk to anybody about her sporting achievements. And that's lovely for us as a family to see that, because it's very difficult to see a a member of your family becoming isolated and withdrawing. So when that's reversed, it brings happiness to the family as well. It's wonderful to see.
Can I just thank you both for being so honest and sharing your stories. Thank you so much. Our next award is celebrating excellence. Each of the three nominees have not only taken on an endeavour, but have also gone on to excel in this newfound skill. They have used their experience not only to help them in their recovery, but also to build a new life. The first nominee is Josh Bodgie. Josh is a triple amputee, and with thanks to depth therapy, he is now the world's first ever triple amputee rescue diver. Josh was on his third tour of Afghanistan when he stepped on an IED. He has been through a grueling recovery, but Josh has shown himself to be an incredible diver and is now leading the way in disabled diving. Daisy Coleman is possibly the most decorated person here tonight, with 60 gold, silver and bronze medals to her name. After serving with the Royal Artillery, Daisy was medically discharged. Shortly afterwards, she discovered powerboating and team Endeavour racing. Her progression has been incredible, and in 2017 was crowned world champion. And our third nominee in this category is Nathan Forster. Nathan was injured when his patrol was hit by an IED in Afghanistan. His ankle was shattered in the blast. As part of his recovery, Nathan joined Flying for Freedom, where he learned to fly microlights. He quickly proved that he was a natural in the air. And today, he is a commercial pilot taking thousands of people on holiday with TUI. Let's take a look at their stories.
Josh is a man who, well, I think is absolutely amazing. And something we learned pretty quickly was Josh doesn't understand two words, no and can't. He always wanted to do more. His value to the charity is absolutely massive. That what he does is set an example to other people to say, look, I've done this, you can do it. And the response he gets from the other guys is absolutely tremendous.
The best thing about depth therapy is they don't handhold you through it. They say these are the standards you need to hit. You have to hit them and more. It's a small family charity, and that's what it feels like, a small family charity. Thank you. Without charities like Depth Therapy and the Endeavour Fund helping out, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. The guys who run Depth Therapy are all volunteers, no one gets paid, they do it out of the kindness of their hearts, and they're all gentlemen and absolute legends.
So Nathan joined Flying for Freedom in 2012, the summer. He was one of our first recruits. He was always super keen. He's now flying 737s, you know, in 5 years, which is an incredible achievement, I think. It says it all, really. That, you know, you can go from zero to absolute hero. You know, he is a great inspiration for others who are now coming through the door, who can see what you can achieve if you really put your mind to it.
Flying for Freedom, sort of a flying school for injured servicemen. It's just a brilliant charity which gets you from a place where you need that sort of drive, that excitement again, and you can get that through flying. A little bit of investment can make someone like myself, it can give them that starting pistol to go, look, you can do this, and it gives you the support and the drive and the focus to achieve something that you want to achieve. So it's a challenge and a supported network which allows you to achieve that challenge.
I've nominated Daisy this year because of the achievements she's had over the last 5 years. They have been phenomenal, each and every one. She's not come off the podium, all right? She's been on the podium every single racing event that she's been on. And it is the epitome of selfless commitment. Instead of concentrating on going for another world championship, she's actually put a lot back into the sport. She is a great ambassador for what the Endeavour Fund can actually do for a member of the armed forces in transition.
I'm so grateful for Team Endeavour Racing, because without them, without their backing and without their support, we wouldn't have been able to get to where we are today. Being able to be a part of something bigger, not just racing, it's the whole piece. Take these guys through this journey that I've been through myself it's such a rewarding experience, and without the Endeavour Fund, we wouldn't be able to touch so many guys and to be able to get them into employment. To be able to integrate with the community, to have a reason to get off the sofa, to be a part of that is something I'm super proud of. I'm really thankful.
To announce the winner and present this award, words a boy from Essex never thought he'd say. Please welcome Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex.
If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it.
Thank you so much. Can I first just say I'm so grateful to be back. Last year was my first time coming, and it was such a meaningful night, so I really appreciate being invited to be included again tonight. Before the reception, Harry and I were talking to all of the nominees, and in speaking to one of them, he said, you know, after I'd mentioned to him, gosh, the impact you guys make is huge. It's so much bigger than you. And he said, yeah, well, it's not about us. It's the ripple effect. And true to form, with the modesty that you find in all of the nominees, yes, it is about the ripple effect, but what I reminded him, and I feel is true for all of the nominees, is you don't have that ripple effect unless each of you is brave enough to make that first wave. And it is so important to remember that, because what you're doing is inspiring so many people. So thank you from all of us for being that inspiration, and congratulations to all the nominees. The winner for celebrating excellence is Nathan Forster.
I wish I prepared a speech now. First of all, it's just a complete honour just to be nominated alongside such brilliant people. It's a real honour just to be on the same screen as all the stories we've seen today. It means a lot. I think I best say this award really isn't for me. It's for everyone who has helped me along the way. I didn't think I'd be standing here all those years ago when I was first brought back in a Kazivac back from Afghanistan, and I didn't think I'd be doing what I'm doing today. And it's real testament to the help and support I've had. So firstly, I'd like to thank all the staff at Headley Court for the real help they gave me learning to walk again. I'd like to thank everyone at the Endeavour Fund just for the incredible support they've given me. Flying for Freedom, obviously, for the opportunity to learn how to fly, and also TUI Airways for taking a chance and giving someone a job and supporting inter-service personnel. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Nathan. In recent years, the number of people who have taken part in endeavours have shown an incredible amount of gratitude and a strong desire to help others and give back. Lee Spencer lost his leg after being hit by a car while he was attending a road traffic collision here in the UK. As part of his recovery, he joined a four-man crew to row the Atlantic. And not content with this achievement, Lee is currently back in the ocean, but this time he's going it alone and chasing down a world record. Lee is raising money for the two organisations who supported him, the Endeavour Fund and the Marines charity, and is currently somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic. Earlier today, he sent us this message.
Evening, hello to everyone at the awards tonight. This is Ryan Green. I'm currently about the awards tonight. This is Ryan Green. I'm currently about 250, 300 miles off the coast of Africa. I'm rowing solo and I'm supporting mainland Europe, the mainland South America. Hoping to break two Guinness World Records. The first British disabled person to do the row, but also I want to beat the able-bodied record. It's been pretty much stop and start from the very, very beginning of this. Finally got away in January, and then I had a catastrophic failure in the navigation systems and had to put into the Canary Isles to get repairs. Luckily, that doesn't affect the Guinness World Records. The clock is still ticking, so I'm still on time. Got about under 2,000 miles to go, and I've done about 1,200 miles. So I'm just over a third of the way through. Just want to wish everyone who's nominated tonight massive good luck to you. Big congratulations to the winners. I really, really believe in what the Endeavour Fund and the Endeavours do. Rowing the Atlantic with Road to Recovery 3 years ago changed my life in a totally positive way. It's a great way to rediscover that fighting spirit and who we were. I'm having a great time, and I hope to see you next year.
If you want to support Lee on his journey, look online for the Rowing Marine. And now we come to the third and final award of the night. This award in particular is the true embodiment of everything the Endeavour Fund stands for. It is named in honour of explorer Henry Worsley, who lost his life while attempting to become the first person to cross the Antarctic solo. He was raising money for the Endeavour Fund, and this award is not only to recognise the achievement of the winner, but also to keep Henry's memory and pioneering spirit alive, and is at the heart of these awards. To do justice to such an award, we need three incredible nominees who break all boundaries, and tonight we have just that. These people have all seen their own way and their own recovery as simply a starting point, as a catalyst for something greater than themselves, motivating and inspiring all those around them. The first nominee is Darren Swift from the Armed Forces Paris Snow Sports team. Darren was medically discharged after an IED explosion in Northern Ireland, where he lost both legs above the knee. Undeterred, Darren took to snowboarding and became the first double amputee on the slopes and has competed at the highest level. Mark Brightwell has been nominated by Climb to Recovery. Just over 10 years ago, Mark suffered shrapnel injuries from a rocket attack. And despite serving again with his injuries, he was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. As part of his recovery, Mark began training as a mountaineering leader, which led him to Climb to Recovery. He has gone from being a participant to a trainer, now leading groups to the summit of Mont Blanc, amongst others. And also last year, during a trek through the Alps, Mark's group rescued two climbers who had become lost and stranded. Our third nominee tonight is Sean Pascoe. Sean served in the RAF for 16 years, serving in Sierra Leone, Kosovo, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Returning home was not easy for Sean, and he was also diagnosed with post-traumatic stress. To help his own recovery, he took up sailing and loved the feel of rediscovering a team and being on the ocean. This is what prompted him to start his charity, Turn to Starboard, supporting the recovery and the rehabilitation for other veterans like him. Let's take a look.
Darren Swifty epitomises endeavour. You know, he was the first person into the WMT sport. He's developed it from where it is now into an Olympic, up to just Olympic level. He's growing that internationally. At the same time, he's spreading the word for that he's not different. He's just got a different level of ability, and why not? You know, he endeavours in everything he does, and he gives 100% in that endeavour. I can't imagine a more worthy candidate for any award like the Henry Worsley.
I'm thrilled to be nominated, and the Henry Worsley Awards kind of got a bit more of a meaning to me because Henry was ex Green Jackets, Royal Green Jackets, so definitely it's quite a poignant award for me, I suppose. And yeah, I'm just a bit well, I was baffled to start with, but now it's yeah, it's kind of it's an honour. It's an honour to be nominated. Yeah.
Climb to Recovery is really kind of expanding, and Mark's really taken a kind of burden off me with taking on the Alpine programme, but he's also been really good for everyone else involved in Climb to Recovery. So Mark's not only qualified as a rock climbing instructor through Climb to Recovery, but he's also his mountain leader qualifications, and it's really kind of showing the guys that it is possible to go and sort of get this career start. So that's really been good to have him around to show the other guys, firstly, how he's done it and that he is doing it, and encouraging them and helping them do the same as well.
It's humbling, it's an honour, and to me I think so just to be nominated is wonderful, but really for me what Climb to Recovery is about is recovery, and to share the passion, share the knowledge and experience, and see other people getting the same benefit that I've enjoyed.
It's one of those things you think, wow, what a fantastic award, but I genuinely know someone who can tick all of those boxes. And I genuinely know someone who amazes everyone in the workplace every single week, and is so vibrant and really just gets to know everyone perfectly and personally, and can make such a difference in everyone's lives, even just by meeting him, to be honest. And then the opportunities that he gives you, and he gives the veterans and our beneficiaries, and he never stops. He's constantly on a mission just to help everyone else.
These kind of awards are about lots of people, aren't they? And those people that I'm surrounded by are that's what this award is about. From the Endeavour Fund supporting me personally and Turn to Starboard, that's just amazing. And then you go back and it's people like the Worsley family supporting the Endeavour. On a personal level, my wife probably needs most of the credit, and then my team, same as in the military, that actually all those around me and around us that make it happen.
To announce the winner of this year's Henry Worsley Award, please welcome to the stage Henry's daughter, Alicia, and His Royal Highness, the Duke of Sussex.
There's a lot of stuff here. Right, the winner is Sean Pascoe.
Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh!
Yep, thank you. Thanks. Obviously, I'm very honoured and humbled to be standing up here, but I think it's equal measures of discomfort, and that discomfort is because, and I think what most people have alluded to here is that even in service and what we do now and what we do for others, alone we just don't function. We function as a team. So I'd like to thank some of those teams if I can. Endeavour team, particularly David and Naomi, who that front of house and that advice and guidance and equally supporting turn starboard. The Worsley team, I just think they're awesome, and I came to these awards last year and nominated someone, and I still think of Alicia's words. I thought it speaks above her years. It was very special. And then team Turn to Starboard. Turn to Starboard. I found Turn to Starboard found me, and it's very, very special what we're doing. All of those people that make that work. And then there's Team Pascoe, which I alluded to in the film. My children, my wife, my family, the same as all of us. Without them, we never get them. And kind of, you know, when we are away and when we're enduring what we do, and then we come and do what we do afterwards. I think I promised her I'd sail 12 veterans in my annual leave. I'm sorry about that. And they put up with so much. So I'd just like to thank all our families. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean, and congratulations again to all of tonight's nominees and winners. And thank you for once again reminding us what can be achieved by the human spirit, regardless of what barriers your bodies and the world has put in your way. Your stories and achievements have been nothing short of extraordinary. The resilience, determination and strength you have displayed in your careers and over the past year with the Endeavour Fund have been an inspiration to all of us here tonight, and most importantly, your families and everyone who looks up to you. Having spoken to Joanna Worsley recently, I know how much this evening means to the whole Worsley family. So many of the people we heard from tonight epitomise the great example that Henry showed of overcoming adversity while helping others along the way. However, tonight isn't just about the winners, or even just about the nominees. It's about every single member of the Armed Forces community. I am delighted that the Endeavour Fund has been there to help you on your way, but it was and is your spirit and your bravery that put you back on that journey to rediscover who you are. You did that. Remember, all of you and your families have proven that you have the ability to summon more strength and resilience than anyone else we know. I have always wanted the Endeavour Fund to support those charities and programs that can really find the hardest to reach. And with the work of everyone in this room, this is something that we're achieving every single day. Last year alone, we supported 2,824 WIS through 22 adventurous challenges, which led to 103 qualifications through the Endeavours, and 85 of which gained employment as a direct result. Post-wound or injury diagnosis, 88% of our participants experienced low mood and 77% a lack of confidence about the future. As a result of their endeavour, 94% reported positive effects on their well-being, 95% an increase in confidence, and 90% reported positive effects on their support network, just in case anyone in this room was in any doubt that this really works. To all of the organisations we have worked with, thank you. Tonight's awards are also a celebration of all the amazing work, and without your support, none of this would be possible. As the Endeavour Funds have grown, I have seen countless men and women find a new purpose and enthusiasm for life. But also I've seen the positive impact this has had on their families, friends, colleagues, and communities around them. And that spirit, professionalism, determination, and resilience is powerful beyond measure. I want you to be able to demonstrate it to everyone around you, because in my mind, once you've served, you're always serving, and you are the UK's greatest assets. As we move forward, I want to harness this energy even further. From today, we will be using the Endeavour Fund to encourage and empower participants to use their experiences to have a wider impact on the world around them. After all, 98% of our participants reported that helping others resulted in a positive effect in their own lives. Yes, that's right. By adding value, you feel valued. So I'm afraid it's no longer just about you. It's also about those around you, your friends and family, those in your local community, and the community at large. These endeavours are hopefully not only reminding you that you are valued members of society, but also the very best kind of role models that we could ask for. So from now on, when you're getting involved with an endeavour, we're going to ask you to think about how you will use your experience to impact those around you, be it in your own home or the world at large. Take the guys on Depth Therapy's trip to Egypt, for example, who took a break during their endeavour to help clean up the reef and ensure they left the ocean in a much better state for others to enjoy. You are leading examples for the armed forces community, for public service, for giving back to society, and for everybody else in the UK. You do not have to be defined by your injury or your disability. It does not have to hold you back, and you may not realise or appreciate it yet, but do not underestimate the incredible impact you are having on those around you by simply being yourself. And to anyone else watching at home who is going through any of the issues we've heard of tonight, or who has a long road of recovery ahead, let this room be your true north. We could sit here and pat each other on the back and say, job well done, but this isn't the end. In fact, your work has only just started. When you leave here tonight, please have a think about how you can continue to make a positive impact to your life and to the lives of those around you. Together, you can continue to have palpable impact and truly make a difference. Exactly what you chose to do when you put that uniform on. So you see, once serving, always serving. Only this time, you're not being shouted at. Good luck and thank you.
Your Royal Highness, thank you. And congratulations to all our winners and to everybody that was nominated. Thank you to all the charities and organisations who support these endeavours, that they have given so many people purpose and belonging. And also a thanks to AIG, whose support last year made all this possible, and to the Drapers Hall, who have hosted us tonight. I'm sure you'll agree that tonight has been truly inspirational. It just leaves me to wish you an enjoyable evening and good night.